Okay, in last few lecture, we have taken the topic that is functional genomics and techniques involving functional genomics and various genome project. Okay, so in today's lecture, we are going to study the comparative genomics. Okay, so there are mainly types of genomics, study of genomics, the approaches in the study of genomics. Okay, first one is functional genomics, second one is structural, and third one is comparative genomics. So by the name, you can take that comparative genomics means comparing the sequence or structure of two genomes. Okay. Okay. Comparative genomics is a large-scale holistic approach that two or more genomes to discover the similarities, differences between genomes and to study the biology of the individual genomes. Okay. So how, why we compare genomes or genetics of individual to get the to find the similarities and to find the uh, hereditary character inside the genome. Okay, that is from one generation to another generation. Okay, so generally we tend to say that we have the ancestor from the what we can say chimpanzees as our ancestor. Okay, so our genome has some similarity to the genomes of chimpanzees and all those organisms. Okay, so that's why we can conclude that we have the similarities between the organisms or that individuals. Okay, so this subject of comparative genomics impinges on that it has a relation to the evolutionary biology, phylogenetic reconstruction of the tree of life. That means phylogenetic tree construction. Okay, phylogenetic tree is nothing but the it is a diagram, tree diagram, which shows the similarity between individuals. Okay, it means those are similar or have similar character or similar genome. They tend to stay together. Okay, that means on the diagram of tree, they show near त्यांची पोझिशन ही जवळ असते. ओके, ज्यावेळेस आपण phylogenetic अनालिसिस करतो ते इंडिव्हिज्युअल और ग्रुप ऑफ इंडिव्हिज्युअल, त्याच्यामध्ये phylogenetic ट्री जो असतो त्यामध्ये जे नियर बाय और सिमिलर कॅरेक्टर असणारे जे इंडिव्हिज्युअल असतात त्यांचे पोझिशन ही सेम किंवा जवळ असते. ओके, जेवढे त्यांची पोझिशन लांब असते और ऍज फार एज दे आर away from each other, they are genetically also or their genome also have uh, less similarity. Okay, so uh, that's the important function of comparative genomics, that it relate the individual. Okay, the next one is the drug discovery programs. Okay, so how it is important in the drug discovery program? Basically, it is generally comparing the proteome of individual and the target of individual. Okay, uh, so genomic study also help in the drug discovery. Okay, it is not only the study of protein and drug. Okay, so how does this study, the genome study, help in the drug discovery? It is mainly because we are uh, identifying or sequencing the DNA seq. Okay, so on the basis of that, we can identify the virulence region. Okay, the receptor binding sites. Okay, and all this genes coding region. Okay, so that's why that's how we can discover the drug. Okay, based on that, so we generally using a biological database for that purpose only. Okay? Then functional prediction and of hypothetical proteins. Okay, so it is one of the important function also. So by using a biological database, we can predict the function of or hypothetical proteins, and identification of genes, regulatory motifs, and other non-coding DNA motifs. Okay, so traditionally there are those are coding regions that are very important from the point of view of genomic study, but later on this non-coding regions also were found to be very important in terms of regulation of this transcription and translation. Okay, so that's why comparing or studying the non-coding regions inside the genome is tends to be very important nowadays. Then a genome flux and dynamics. Okay, so genome flux is nothing but change inside the genome. Okay, it is generally due to the some kind of mutation or some kind of gene transfer. Okay, so that's how it changes. So the approaches to study the comparative genomics, okay, it mainly we find the sequence of the DNA, okay. Then after that, computational tools were used for the genome, right? Okay, in that we mainly found the sequence of DNA, okay. Then after we do the alignment, okay. So alignment is nothing but it is generally aligning the sequence next to each other, okay. And then after finding the similarity between the structure, the finding the similarity between the sequences, okay. So nowadays many kinds of algorithm were used due to the use of biological databases, okay. So in the subject of bioinformatics, you have studied regarding the algorithms and similarity analysis by using different algorithms, that is BLAST and that is BLAST nucleotides. Okay, these are the local alignment sequences. Then after mega blasts, okay, then pattern hunter. So these are the alignment, okay, algorithms. Okay, this first step is mainly to align or to compare the sequence. Okay, now we study the different terms. Okay, related to comparative genomics. Okay, so in your syllabus also, these are the terms that are mentioned in your syllabus also. So okay, so what is homology? Homology is the relationship of any two characters. Okay, it may be a proteins or any kinds of DNA sequence also that have descended usually through the divergence from a common ancestral character. Okay, so homology is a relationship of two characters that have descended usually through the divergence from a common ancestral character. Okay, so these are having the common ancestral character. Okay, mainly, but they have uh, descended to their offsprings usually through the divergence. Okay, by the method of divergence they have descended. Okay, so they have nearly 99% similarities. Okay, but they have some little kind of divergence inside them. Okay, so it generally because they have descended through the offspring, that means so ते त्याच्या कॉमन ancestral पासून ते तयार झाले असतात, परंतु त्यामध्ये थोडीफार प्रमाणात डायव्हर्जन्स असू शकतो. ओके, बट 99% त्याच्यामध्ये सिमिलॅरिटी असते. ओके, दॅट्स द मेन कॅरेक्टर ऑफ इनसाइड द होमोलॉजी. ओके, then homologous are the components or characters such as gene and protein that can be attributed to a common ancestor of the two organisms during the evolution. Okay, homologous can either be orthologous, but that means they have the common ancestor of the two organisms during evolution. That means they have the they individually have the common ancestor. Okay, so that's the main character. Then there are subtypes of homologous also. Okay? Okay, so that's the difference. And then after the subtypes of the homologous are orthologous, paralogous, and xenologous. Okay, So then what is mean by orthologous? These are the homologous that have evolved from a common ancestral gene by speciation. They usually have the similar function. It means they have evolved from a common ancestral gene by speciation methods. Okay, but they usually have the similar function. Okay? Then after paralogs are the homologous that are related to the or produced by duplication within the genome. They often have evolved to perform different functions. Genealogous are homologous that are related by interspecifics of the genetic material for one of the homologous. Horizontal gene transfer is the movement of genetic material between species. Okay, so this is the basic. We can see in genealogous. You can see here that the interspecific, that is it is transfer within specific, okay, species. Okay, in the orthologs you can see here that it has the same species. Okay, but they have common ancestral gene. Okay, so genealogs have uh, that is this character has been observed inside the different species. Okay, it means it is transfer in between species. Okay, by the horizontal transfer. Okay, then after this, paralogs are the homologs that are related to or produced by the duplication within the genome. So paralogs is nothing but it is produced by duplication within the genome. They often have evolved to perform a different functions. Okay. Then after this, horizontal gene transfer is the movement of genetic between species other than by vertical descent. Okay. It means horizontal gene transfer is nothing but transfer within a species. Okay, or within a genus. It is not generally a transfer between its offspring, parent and offspring मध्ये तिथे transfer नाही होत. It is generally between a species. Okay, within a species. Then the process of horizontal gene transfer is generally is entry into the transfer process. Okay, then after selection of the recipient, in uptake and successful entry, and then recipient. So this horizontal gene transfer is nothing but just like as our gene transformation method. It is transferring the gene. Okay, it may be natural or it may be artificial. Okay, so it is generally transfer of gene between the species or genus. Okay, in terms of natural process, it is generally transferred by uh, unwanted pollination. Okay, so in terms of uh, gene flow or gene transfer, so when we see the disadvantages of gene transfer, is one term that is a gene flow or horizontal gene transfer. Okay, so gene transformation च्या प्रोसेस मध्ये ज्यावेळेस आपण जीएम क्रॉप बनवतोय. ओके, so in that process this gene of an bt cotton or okay in terms of herbicide tolerance species also. Okay, so this gene is getting transferred to unwanted species. Okay, like as in some weed crops. Okay, so if through the unwanted pollination, if the gene is getting transferred to the unwanted species, then it is also a disadvantage of gm crops. Okay, so it is generally carried out through the process of horizontal gene transfer. Okay, okay, here you can see this gene duplication. Okay, in that first one, from the gene x to the gene x and gene y. Okay, so this is the gene duplication. It is nothing but a parallel. Then after this, in the organism b and organism c. Okay, and the horizontal gene transfer is nothing but it is transferring in a horizontal way. That means inside the species. Okay, So here in the diagram you can see XA, okay, and XC are the orthologs, okay. By the method of speciation, okay, XC and XA are separated, okay. These are the orthologs. Then X and Y are the paralogs, okay. Gene X and Y are the paralogs. Okay? Through the method of duplication they produce, that's why they are the paralogs, okay. So these are all are the subtypes of the homologous, okay, homologous sequences. They have somehow similarity in between them, that's why they are homologous, okay. Then after horizontal gene transfer, that is XP and XPC are the at the bottom you can see that XPC, this has these are the genealogs, okay. Then after again YA and YC are the orthologs, okay. So by the method of speciation, those genes are get separated, okay. So those are generally called by the method of speciation. Those homologous produce, we call it as a orthologs, okay. And by the method of duplication, those genes are produced or homologous are produced, we call it as a paralogs. And the method of horizontal gene transfer, those homologous produced, we call it as the genealogs. Okay, now it is clear or not? So by method of the horizontal gene transfer, the gene from organism C to the organism P is transferred. Okay, so that's why the gene XPC is a genealogs. Okay, so it is very important term to uh, in terms of your syllabus also. Syllabus मध्ये पण तुमचं mention आहे हे terms. Okay, so by theoretical and practical way also you should understand what are the genealogs, paralogs, orthologs. Okay, homologs. Okay, whenever you are comparing any two genomes or any two proteins, you should know that what are the genealogs, homologs, orthologs, paralogs. Okay. इव्होल्युशनरी स्टडी मध्ये किंवा तुमच्या ड्रग डिस्कवरी मध्ये म्हणा किंवा फायलोजेनेटिक अनालिसिस मध्ये म्हणा, so जिथे तुमचा कंपॅरेटिव्ह जिनोमिक्सचा पार्ट येतो तिथे तुम्हाला या टर्म्स माहिती पाहिजे. ओके. Okay, in terms of molecular breeding, in terms of drug discovery, phylogenetic analysis, यामध्ये तुम्हाला टर्म माहिती पाहिजे. So then after, what are the methods for comparative genomics? In that, first one is a comparative analysis of genome structure. Then after comparative analysis of coding region. Then after comparative analysis of non-coding region. Okay. So these are the methods of comparative genomics. In that first one, we compare the genome, then after the coding regions, then after the non-coding regions. Okay. The comparative analysis of genome structure, it involves the analysis of global structure of genome, such as nucleotide compositions, syntenic relationship, and gene ordering of offer insight into the similarities and differences between genomes. So it is nothing but the comparing the overall nucleotide statistics, then after genome structure at DNA level, then after genome structure at the gene level. Okay. So these are the important approaches to compare the genomes. Okay. So what we compare nucleotide status genome size, overall GC content, regions of different GC content, genome signature as a codon uses biases, after amino acid uses biases, So it is nothing but it is a statistic analysis. Okay, inside the they use comparative genomics and bioinformatics to detect the codon region. Okay, then the expected frequency given random nucleotide distribution is all present a global view of the similarities and differences of the genome. So at the DNA level, we identify a conserved synteny and genome rearrangement events, analysis of breakpoints, analysis of content and distribution of the DNA repeats. Okay. So in the comparative genomics, we generally tends to compare the genome. Okay, that's how we can get the DNA repeats also, breakpoints also. Okay, synteny also. Okay, gene rearrangement events also. Okay, so inside the during the process of cell division also, and in many molecular events, many changes happen inside the genome. Okay, so chromosomal breakage and exchange of the chromosomal fragments causes disruption of the gene order. Okay, I told earlier that chromosomal breakage and all this process happen inside the cell. Okay, so we can by using comparative genomics, we can check the any kinds of changes happening inside the genome. Okay, so actually the sequence remains or tends to remains the same, but the arrangement and the arrangement of the sequence also changes. Okay, so from that point we can check the arrangement also. Okay, the arrangement of the sequence of DNA. Okay, so therefore the gene order correlates with the evolutionary distance between the genomes. Okay, so gene order is nothing but a sequence or arrangement of that gene. Okay, it correlates with the evolutionary distance between the genomes. Okay? So as the closely related genes that tends to have the similar function. Okay, or tends to evolve in a similar function. Okay, so जे ज्या जीन लोकेशन जवळ असतं. ओके, एका पर्टिक्युलर फंक्शन मध्ये इव्हॉल्व असतात, त्यांचा एका पर्टिक्युलर फंक्शन मध्ये रोल असतो. ओके, आता तुम्ही ब्रीडिंग मध्ये किंवा मॉलिक्युलर ब्रीडिंग मध्ये शिकला असाल क्वांटिटेटिव्ह ट्रेट्स. ओके, क्वांटिटेटिव्ह ट्रेट्स मध्ये मोर दॅन वन जीन और इट इज अ पॉलिजेनिक फेनोमेना. ओके, सो त्याच्यामध्ये मोर दॅन वन जीन्स इन्व्हॉल्व असतात, त्यामुळे त्याच्या जीन्स असतात त्या रिलेटिव्हली क्लोजर लोकेशनला असतात. ओके, so that's why from that we can check the by using comparative genomics we can check the evolutionary distance between the genomes. Okay, so comparative analysis of coding region. So firstly we have studied the genome. Okay, then after analysis, comparative analysis of coding region. Okay? In that we firstly identify the gene coding region, then comparison of gene content and comparison of protein content and comparative genome based on function. We tend to in that approach we compare the coding region. Okay, based on that you can predict the function of other regions also. Okay, so हे मेनली एक बायोस्टॅटिस्टिकल वे आहे किंवा बायोइन्फॉर्मॅटिकल वे आहे फंक्शन प्रिडिक्शनचा. ओके, so it involves various kinds of bioinformatics statistics also. Okay, so number of algorithms that have been used in comparative genomics to aid function prediction of the gene. Identify okay, which has shown the similarity between the coding region, then we can predict that it has the same function. Okay, okay, there are four basic approach for gene identification. So in the table you can see here that based on the direct evidence of transcription, based on the homology with known gene, statistical AB initiative. So these are the for the function prediction. Okay. So in next lecture we will study the annotation of the gene. Okay. In that we predict the function of the gene. Okay. So comparative genomics also important from the point of uh, prediction of the gene coding region. Okay, or the gene identification. Then after comparison of gene content, third one is comparison of gene content. After the predicted gene set is generated, it is very interesting. Okay, so it is nothing but comparing the gene content. Okay, so in that they mainly compare the coding regions of the gene, the distribution of coding region across the genome. Okay, that is the gene density. So average gene length and codon uses. Okay, so these are the main objective to compare the gene. Okay. For that, they use a pairwise sequence comparison tool such as BLAST-N, then T-BLAST-X. Okay, T-BLAST-X is nothing but the transcription. Okay, sequences. So transcript sequence mainly they compare. Okay, so comparison of protein content. So this is the last one approach. So it is nothing but comparative the amino acid sequence, and it also gives similar to the genome comparison. Like as it also gives the prediction of function of this protein also. Okay, so it is way similar to the uh, nucleotide comparison. Okay, so there are mainly uh, widely used resources, that is KGG pathway database and gene ontology hierarchy. Okay, so these are the mainly or widely used for the pathways and functional categories. Okay, so in every databases there also in the crop specific database or any other databases there are also mention or there are also various protein database also store inside many crop specific databases also. Okay, this we will study in next lecture the comparative genomics based function prediction. Okay, so it is nothing but comparing the genome based. Okay, so one formula or one phenomena you should know that the those genes have similar functions that are those are closely related to each other, those are closely situated. Okay, जे genes some function असतात त्यांच्यावर ते comparatively similar function साईटला असतात आणि similar त्यांचे sequences जवळपास same असतात. Okay, they tends to conserve from the one organism to their offspring. So co-conservation across the genome is nothing but a conservation of the sequence. Okay, so that's why we can predict the function on the basis of sequence alignment and similarity analysis. Okay, then after non-coding regions comparison. So in earlier, generally scientists tends to study the coding regions only. Okay, but those are the regulatory sequences were involved inside the regulation of this transcription and translation. Those are transcription factors and other sequences that are mainly involved in the transcription and translation process. Okay, so that's why comparing the non-coding regions is also one of the important uh, perspective from the point of view of comparative genomics. Okay, so genome fluxes is nothing but changes inside the genome at the level of chromosomal aberration, that is mainly in the chromosomal inversion, translocation, deletion, duplication, and insertion processes. So the changes in the inside the DNA sequences happen. So that's why the genome fluxes are the important phenomena from the point of comparative genomics. So the comparative genomics, here you can see that phylogenetic analysis. So it is a phylogenetic tree. Okay, so at the first position, that is animals. Okay, so animals has some unique feature, that's why it is located. Okay, distinguish, it is different than other, that's why it has unique feature, and it is located away from other organism. Okay, then fungi and microsporida, those have the similar character, that's why they are closely related. Okay, then after plant and green algae, those are having similar function or similar genome, so that's why they are closely related. Okay, so uh, here you can see that archie and animals. Okay, so those are far away from each other, that means they have a very less similarity. Okay, so on the basis of that we can study the evolution of organism. Okay, ओके, यामध्ये तुम्ही जर ज्यावेळेस आपण क्रॉपची व्हरायटी घेतो किंवा क्रॉपच्या स्पेसिस घेतो, त्यावेळेस तिथे आपण सिमिलरिटी किंवा फायलोजेनिक अनालिसिस मध्ये तुम्ही कम्पेअर करू शकता. ओके, सो ज्या व्हरायटी ज्या रिलेटिव्हली सेम आहेत. ओके, सो ज्या सेम व्हरायटी असतात त्या जवळ असतात, आणि ज्या त्यांच्यामध्ये डिफरन्स असतो जिनोम्स मध्ये त्या डिस्टिंग्विश असतो. ओके, किंवा एकमेकांपासून दूर असतो. ओके, सो त्या बेसिसवर आपण तिथे कंपॅरेटिव्ह जिनोमिक्सचा यूज करून फायलोजेनेटिक अनालिसिस करून तिथे आपण तिथे इव्होल्युशन चेक करू शकतो ऑर्गॅनिझम्स. ओके, okay, in the final year you also have one module to analyze the genetic diversity. Okay, so on the basis of phylogenetic analysis we can check the diversity between the organism. Okay, so so this how आता हे जी phylogenetic tree आहे इथे तो कसा तयार केला जातो, it is mainly based on the by using PCR we collect the PCR amplified product. On the basis of that we code for the each bands which are present on the genome, sorry, the electrophoresis. Then after we code for this bands, and then after we, by using NTSY software that uses the nucleotide sequence, or sorry, those PCR amplified product, and then it draw the phylogenetic diagram. Okay, so it is a very long process, but this phylogenetic tree is very important from the point of view of evolution. Okay, so it is also used in the molecular breeding and all other terms. Okay? So comparative genomics in the drug discovery. So as I said that uh, comparing protein is also important function from the point of view of drug discovery. Another also, that is the comparative genomes. Okay, so it can help in the revealing the virulence genes and characterize essential genes, species specific genes, organism specific genes, and many other genes inside found in the bacteria also. Okay, so that's from that point we can study the actual mechanism of that disease causing organisms. Okay, but this nowadays is tending beyond the comparison between the kingdoms and organisms. Okay, so nowadays they are this comparative genomics approach is looking for the discovery of unpredicted function of this genes and proteins also. Okay, so that's why it is going beyond the comparison of genome, sorry, kingdoms and species. Okay, so these are the application of comparative genomics also. Okay, okay. From the exam point of view, those comparative genomics methods and the terms that are related to comparative genomics, those are very important. Okay, it means homology or homologous, orthologous, paralogous, xenologous. Okay. So anyone has any doubt regarding